Catch knocked out of bounds just short of the goal line. Next play, though, no problem. The handoff to Jace Powers. He does the rest. Bounces to the outside. That's a 6-yard touchdown. 7-0 Bosqueville at that point. Mid-third quarter, same score. Moore doesn't like what he sees, so he calls his own number. Tucks it and runs off to the races. Nobody's going to catch him. 42 yards to the house. That is a 14-0 Bosqueville lead. This game stayed low scoring the entire time. Bosqueville wins it 14-6, opening the season in style. You know who's had a front row seat to this one the entire night is our very own Nikki Lattarulo. Nikki, you've got some fun Bulldogs with you.
Yeah, I have a lot of Bulldogs here. They are winners of our Week 1 Game of the Week, beating Clifton 14-6 the final. Guys, you're our first Game of the Week trophy of the season, so here you go. Yeah! I was waiting for that.
Let's go, baby!
Woo! Excited. Coach Xander, what clicked after the first quarter for you guys that you pulled out the win?
You know, I think we just settled in. We had some Week 1 jitters early on and trying to figure out what they were going to do. When you get scrimmage film, you don't know everything they're going to throw at you offensively. Guys settled in. We started.
What did you like that you?
Their effort and their energy. Kids, and the answer was always yes. They kept playing as hard. You know, I couldn't be prouder of them.
And when did you say to them to make sure they could pull this one out?
And take some of the clock away. We were close to. Wasn't a whole lot of time left in the game. Big 4th-down stop to win it.
A great performance tonight. Upperclassmen on this team. It's like that.
It was. We got to execute. We got to do the little things right. Things come your way, so that's basically what. Hold them.
And how does a win like this going early, and how do you build from forward?
While so this is a really good confidence. The same way we went into this week, ready to play.
Score of this game, 14-6. Done though, we'll go deeper into the matchup coming.
All right, Nikki, looking forward to it. Thank you. Let's Clifton's district rival, a dark horse in the class.
Arch rival just 12 miles away. Playoff run was no fluke. News to open the season this year. Casters Bumblebees, who get the play 67-yard drive when shot in point after 7-0 Academy by this one, and this girl, she was just in. Ashmouth football was the name of the game in this one. Eagles from 2 yards out, and when the 2-point 6 Bumblebees. This would be a season together, and a lot of points were scored at 10 at the half. This one went cross game 20-24 in the
state this week. Number 8 Lorena hosting number up Franklin. Let's start in the second quarter. Connecting with Kaysen Taylor gets the yard line. What a play. Option, and watch this. Nobody. Good 7-6 Lions on top. Looking, fires one. That is good for a Lion. It is Wade again, showing a wonderful pass on the money over the. With Lions on top, 27.
Here up against tonight in Cameron as the Yeoman. First play here, Fabian Bynum gains middle, and then QB pass. He'll look for his man and finds goes all the way, but is brought down. Yeah, Big hit there, as you can see. Muniz was a great quarterback. Can't get him there, though. And then finally, from Bowen, stop. Can he grab it? Yes, sir, he can. That's a yards, and Cameron Yo, 17 in the third to yet log.
Drive to get back to the playoffs, hosting LaGrange. Going at it, LaGrange right now in the third quarter. All over Grosbeck tonight, or excuse me, Grosbeck all over Mildred, 50.
Teague Lions getting shut out by the Mark. Top of the McGregor Bulldogs, 20-4.
Era tonight with a 17-6. Well, we are just getting started on Friday Night Lights.
Class 6A.
Only a handful of teams in our area have the potential this season.
Back, including 7 on defense for a test tonight against one of the top quarterbacks, Cade Klubnik.
The Blue Front Whiteback Magic hosting two-time reigning state champ Austin Westlake to open the season tonight at Academy High School before heading over to the action. The muffed Wildcat punt gives a half. Westlake, though, looking for more. And commit finds Bryce Chambers. 31-3. Shaps get it going tonight. Incomplete here. Did play some pretty good defense at times. The final 31-3.
Tough. Any servants era against Kent Walker waiting on those high. Shoemaker instead. Curtis?
Shoemaker visits Central tonight. Here is Kamari Terrell going. Shoemaker gets the easy touch first. Later, though, the Central defense starts. Shoemaker to throw it away before the Gray Wolves almost get stopped for a save. One goes the way of the Bobcats.
Last night we had some Thursday night. Stony Point on the road. 7-0 Tigers. Shane Ritchie slides, and that's enough for a Bulldogs first. Ritchie, the handoff to Malcolm Roberts. He'll take it in Broadway spin into the end zone, and that's good. And the game is all tied up at 7. Next time, pass to Cameron Cook. He's off to the races. 75 yards to the house. Down and good PAT. The score 14. This one 69-27.
Cedar Ridge on some Thursday night action. We get the action going. A blocked punt all over it. 1st and 10. Lyston fakes the handoff, going play action. Man shoots one downfield. Runs it to the pylon. 21-6 for the half. Lyston again going to the air. By air, it's number 3 making the set up. Just seconds left to play. Here's Carlos J. 6 at that point. Your final on the night. 40
to District 11. Shane Anderson.
Yeah, tonight the Panthers hit the road for a in week 1 of the season.
Yeah. The Dragons, and by the end of it, 9-17. Go high, the Lions couldn't get it done again. 17 the score there.
And tied with Georgetown heading into the 4th. At Pflugerville, Weiss 40.
Still more to come on Friday night.
As we head to break, listen to our Battle of the Bands winner, the Salado Eagle Band. You're watching Friday Night Lights.
game of the week. Bosqueville is taking on Chuck Canford squad.
14-6 to this one. Who else but Nikki left at Cubs Stadium in Bosque County? What do you take away from this one?
This game at first, it was both. You could tell they were just like getting the first game of the season. Last season, there's a full crowd. I gotta tell you, were loud and they packed this place. After the first quarter, Justin Moore was Newt Shornack snaps because Shornack was a receiver. More in, and he definitely got it together. 2-yard quarterback keeper touch. But I think once they went into it's like totally different. And then the Cubs did get that one touchdown, but I think that Bosqueville, I was thinking maybe it's like a rebuilding year. They graduated their quarterback. They graduated a lot of seniors, but they didn't look bad at all. The first quarter, both teams were slow. I think the whole game was kind of slow moving down the field, but I think that's what Clifton does best. They try to wear teams out, but Bosqueville really didn't let them get the best of their offense or their defense. So 14-6 the final. I would say watch out for Bosqueville this season because they might be slept on, but I think they're going to be a lot better than people think. We'll talk about it a little bit more later, but back to you guys.
Oh yeah, we still got our big picture breakdown later in the show. Appreciate it, Nikki.
Yeah.
We are wrapping things up on the NBC portion of the show, but do not go away.
No, we've still got plenty left on Friday Night Lights. Head to the KCEN Facebook page, YouTube, or KCENTV.com, and the 6 News mobile app on your smartphone, tablet, computer, or smart TV.
We will see you there underneath these lights on Friday. Welcome into the live stream portion of Friday Night Lights. I'm your traffic cop, Curtis Quillen, alongside Matt Lively. Nikki Lattarulo will join us in just a second. Our game of the week put this week's two most consistent programs in our area against one another.
Yeah, that's right. Bosqueville headed to Clifton with a point to prove in a clash of insane, brutal districts.
As they look to get back to the playoffs this year, Clifton hosting these Bulldogs. Yeah, this one was supposed to be a 3-point game, and it would live up to the hype. Second quarter, Dogs ball. Justin Moore finds Newt Shornack, and on the outside, he gets the catch. Out of bounds just short of the goal line. Next play, though, no problem. The handoff to Jace Powers. He does the rest. Bounces to the outside. 6 yards to the end zone. 7-0 Bulldogs after the PAT. Dogs are barking there. Mid-third quarter, Moore with the same score. Doesn't like what he sees. Calls his own number and does the rest. Yeah. 42 yards to the house. Quarterback keeper successful. 14-0 Bosqueville at that point. 14-6 is your final. Nikki Lattarulo standing by once more. And Nikki, this was a defensive battle, a physical game. It was a good one.
Yes. It was a good one. I told you that I thought it was going to be projected touchdown or less game, and it was a one-possession game. Clifton started coming back at the end. At the beginning, Clifton looked like they would be the better team, but then Bosqueville got everything together, and they definitely are a team that we're going to watch for this season. But I have to say, Clifton has the kind of offense where they just like slowly make their way down the field and just wear out the other team's defense. So they were doing that, but then they just couldn't convert on third down at all. So that was something I'm sure that Coach Caniford and his team are going to work on this week and going forward. But Bosqueville, when I spoke to Coach Zander earlier this week, he was like, the quarterback's still up in the air, and today he said they were going to rotate them in and out. But Justin Moore definitely looked like he was comfortable at quarterback, and I think Newt Shornack definitely looked more comfortable at the receiving position. And then again, John Ewens had a great performance defensively for the team and as a leader. So I don't think anyone should sleep on this team this season, even though they are younger. I think we'll see them in the playoffs. And the Cubs, I think they won't have a bad season. I think they were rocky. It's the first game of the season. There's a packed house. They weren't used to that from last year. But, yeah, I liked what I saw from both teams, and this game definitely didn't disappoint. We knew it was going to be a close one, so we'll keep our eyes on both of them this season.
Yeah, no, and we'll have more with some of the other teams in our viewing area coming up in big picture. But Nikki had a front row seat to a pretty good game tonight. Appreciate it, Nikki. We'll talk to you here in just a couple of minutes.
Get some air conditioning, Nikki. You've been out there all night.
It's hot,
all right,
too.
Let's get back to District 11. The Shane Anderson era is officially beginning at Midway.
Tonight is the Panthers' first test of the season. They always test themselves in week one. They have to, so they would hit the road for this one. Midway in Round Rock tonight, facing off against the Dragons. At the end of the day, the Dragons getting a 69-17 win. Nothing goes right for the Panthers. You see the Dragon touchdown there on that drive, capping it off. Here's a Midway drive, and Panthers get some momentum going, and then just kind of stuffed a few yards later. It doesn't get easier from here. The Panthers host the Mojo next week. Odessa Permian comes rolling to town at Panther Stadium next week.
Hollywood picture. All right, Ellison, the Danny Servants era getting underway against former Rogers coach Kent Walker and Liberty. Team currently, they were flags all over the field. Danny Servants coming over from another part of Texas, so trying to get a good start tonight. As you see, his offense trying to get it rolling, and they would. Great catch in the back of the end zone here. This team has a lot of promise, and 12-0, they were up at half.
That's a good performance. That's a really good Liberty Hill team, a team that was in the state semifinals last year. All right. One team hungry after last season was the La Vega Pirates, and yeah, they're really driven this year.
Well, it was the Pirates' shortest season since 2014. They come into 2020 ready to prove a point where they are ready to contend for another state title.
La Vega opening the season tonight against Jordan, a brand new school from the Houston area. In Katy, let's start the second quarter tied at 7. Pirates knocking on the door. Bryson Rowland takes the handoff for 10 yards. That's good for a La Vega first down and goal. 3 plays later, read option. Robert Prescott says option. keeps it, waltzes in untouched, 14-7 Pirates. Then next Pirate drive, it's rolling again from the 11, and I mean, that's just not even fair. 21-7 Pirates at that point. 51-21 is your final.
That's a way to start your season. All right, Lake Belton history. They're opening their varsity grind tonight, taking on Mahia in Belton. First play of the game, Trey Betts fumbles, but is able to jump back on it, and then he would redeem himself, keeps it for the sneaker, puts the Black Cats up 8-zip after the 2-point conversion. But that was no problem for Lake Belton. Sophomore Micah Hudson, this kid's a stud. He gets the direct
What a
snap.
run.
Yeah, works the outside for a first down, and then history is made. The Broncos get their first ever touchdown in varsity. Quarterback Connor Cruz keeps it himself, bullies into the end zone. The Broncos roll in their first ever varsity game, 42-21. Score is backwards there, but Lake Belton did get the win.
Lake Belton did, and what a win to get. Gatesville off its first playoff berth in 2 years, opening the year tonight, hosting Llano. First quarter tied at 0. Llano's Maddox Green trying to get some yardage. Gatesville's Jovan Hall goes full to Kimbe Mutombo and wags his finger. Hornets get the ball. Quarterback Wesley Brown gets Gatesville about 5 yards here, then runs into a brick wall a few plays later. Banner Albin looking for Logan Edwards, quickly met by a Yellow Jacket defender. Yeah, this one was scoreless after 1, but Gatesville takes down a reigning state quarterfinalist 27-7.
Watch out for the Hornets this year. All right, the rivalry renews tonight as Salado and Troy face off at UMHB. First game for Troy head coach Stephen Hermsmeyer. Not a great start for them. Or my filming, I got deked out here by Hutton Hare. Absolutely takes it himself for a score, puts the Eagles up 14-0. His dad, Alan Hare, he liked that, even though on the sideline, all business.
He didn't show it.
No, all business right there. Right before half, desperation throw from Hare, and it's caught by Gibson, Corey Gibson. He marches straight into the end zone. They go up into half 21-0. They would win. Get this, 62-zip, a beatdown.
What a win for Salado. Our area's lone 5A program in College Station, opening the season against A&M Consolidated down in College Station. And here's the Tiger D's showing off early on. 3rd and short for the Trojans. Jaden Thomas, Tyndall McNamara there to make the stop behind the line of scrimmage. That's 3 and outs to open the game for University. Consol, no problem on offense. Brody Daniel, your quarterback. Play action. Keyshawn Thomas, so open. Literally walks into the end zone.
In the loop.
Yeah. 7-0 the early lead for Consol there. Lee Fedora, yes, the brother of former Baylor offensive coordinator Larry Fedora, dials up a little middle screen, and that was Moses in front of him, parting the Red Sea.
That's a fast
Watch
man.
this man fly. Yeah, 3 touchdowns in the first half. The final score in this one, all Consol, all day in College Station, 68-7 is the final. All right.
Hey, pretty good. Pretty good start. Central Texas Christian, they won a playoff game last year for the first time since moving up to 11-man football more than 10 years ago.
Tonight is a new era, though. Leif Johnston takes over as head coach with Jeremy Callahan's departure, and it was a good game.
Well, yes, it was. I did not get to watch a whole lot of it. I got there right for the second half, and this was the opening kickoff. Things look great for Weatherford. Look at this man deke up and down the field, hits the sideline. But you just saw a yellow flag get thrown in. That wouldn't stop him. He said, "Mama, I'm taking it for a touchdown, even if it doesn't count." He doesn't get to keep the ball or the touchdown. That one comes back. Some offensive issues from both sides. Low-scoring game, and we're still waiting for a final on that one.
We are. All right, off a trip to the state semifinals last year. Crawford tonight hosting rival Goldthwaite tonight. And you see here, Jason Patrick's throw gets batted down by the Crawford defense. Beautiful play. Then Luke Torbett finds Trey Doby, and that's good for a Pirate first down. Beautiful catch. The Pirates coming out slinging this week. Normally a wing T offense. Then Tornett passes into the end zone to Houston Hall. Kick goes 28-6 toward the end of the 3rd. Yeah, Crawford, they get the win. 35-6 is the final. Goldthwaite gets the win in this one. Shocking upset.
All right, earlier tonight we showed you Lake Belton getting his first win. We'll wait on that and go to the scores. Lampasas edged out by Brownwood 55-48. And then the Taylor Ducks taking down the Robinson Rockets 32-13.
And Connolly gets a big dub in week 1, 56-6 to open the Terry Garrick era. 21-0 Hamilton all over Moody tonight in Moody.
Valley Mills Eagles, look at that score, 41-zip. They egged Milano, and then the Granger Lions getting a 47-21 win over Axtell Longhorns.
Millsap, 33-0 in the second over Bruceville Eddy. Burton all over Holland tonight, 32-6 in that Highway 95 rivalry.
The Leon Cougars did not fare well against the Rosebud Lot Cougars, 45-14 in the fourth. And then Thorndale gets a Bulldog team, gets another win over a Bulldog team, 14-0.
Fremont gets a win over Normandy to open the year, 40-28, and Chilton knocks off Rice, 22-8.
And then the Frost Polar Bears, love that name. They couldn't get it done against the Bartlett Bulldogs.
Hey, that's win number 2 for Brian Cosma at Bartlett.
There we go, we like that. And the Abbott Panthers, massive win, 52-6 over Avalon.
Jonesboro up 29-12 in the third against Coolidge. 48-38 Buckholtz over Eagle Christian is your final tonight. We do have some more private school finals. 44-12 Parkview over Mount Calm. No score reported for Bishop Riker and Hubbard. Moving on, Live Oak 45's Methodist Children's Home 66-20. Holy Trinity, this score just came in 32-30. Azle Christian gets the win, and then Vanguard 67-18 over Milford tonight. What do we have here?
Scores coming in left and right. Good to see.
All right, let's bring Nikki Lattarulo back into the fold, and let's talk some big picture here. Nikki, okay, we've already talked extensively about our game of the week this week. What result this week shocks you the most?
Okay, Lake Belton, I wish they could be at UIL because I think they would do some damage. So I'm not shocked that they won, but I really would like to see them play against other teams in districts play, like to go to the playoffs. But then also Salado, I think they're going to be a team that's really hard to beat if they put 62 points. And also Valley Mills. I'm happy that that team got a big win like that, and I like Coach Featherston. I think he's going to do a good job there. So all three of those teams I'm riding high on right now, but we'll see how that goes for the rest of the season. But definitely Salado, I think, is going to be hard to beat.
I want to bring up my most shocking result and see where you two stand. Last year, Rosebud Lot struggled. They struggled the year before that. They struggled the year before that.
Not tonight.
Tonight, Rosebud Lot takes down a really good Jewett-Leon team. What was it, 45-14? It was 45-6 at halftime or something like that. I expected Rosebud Lot to take a big step forward in year 2 under Brandon Higgs. Going out to practice, the energy was really there, and it was hands down the biggest Rosebud Lot roster I've seen in my 6 seasons covering football here. Nikki, did you expect this big of a step forward from the Cougars?
Yes, because I think eventually it's everyone's time to go, and I'm not shocked by that score, and especially in the first game to come out and do that, I think that's them saying, hey, we're good, we're serious, watch out for us, and I think they might do that for the rest of the season. I'm not really shocked by it. I think they looked good this season in 2 days in practice.
You know, Jeff Nooner at Bruceville Eddy brought up a really good point when I was talking to him at practice. He said Rosebud Lot's going to take a massive step forward. They did prove that tonight.
Yeah, they certainly did. And, Nikki, you were talking about Lake Belton. I got to go to that game. The crowd is what was fun to watch because that was their first varsity game ever. I'm curious, what was the crowd like just getting back on the sideline for you Friday night? How'd you enjoy it?
I said this earlier, I have never been to a game here at Clifton, and these bleachers were packed, the cheerleaders were loud, the teams were loud. Bosqueville had a big crowd as well, but Clifton really showed up, and I think everyone's just excited to be back and be full capacity. Like, there was no empty seats on the bleachers, so I'm excited to go through this whole season and see once it even gets more competitive in districts how the fans are really going to show up.
Yeah, great first night.
Great first night.
Ton of fun.
Okay, Midway and Temple. Both play really tough opponents this week. Both kind of get it handed to them a little bit. Temple's was to be a little more expected because that is the 2-time reigning champ, the #1 team in 6A starting out the year. Which one of those blowout results concerns you, both of you, more? Temple losing to Westlake the way it did, or Midway losing to Round Rock the way it did?
Yeah, I would say probably Temple. That's to be expected at Midway. Shane Anderson, new era there, new head coach there, going to be some growing pains, some adjustments to be made. But Temple is an established team, and you were hoping for a little bit more there. Nikki?
I agree, but also, I mean, at least Midway put up, 17 points, so we know they could score the ball on offense. The defense definitely needs work if they gave up that many points. But Temple, I mean, they had a good season last year. They made it to the playoffs for the first time as a 6A program against a hard team last year, so I think that's a little bit more shocking. But I wouldn't worry yet. It's a team that wins state. They're not going to play teams like that in district. So I don't think they're going to worry about that too much. I mean, that happened last year when Midway played them, right? And it was the same kind of thing. I just think
really
these teams, those kind of teams are just hard to beat regardless. So I don't think they're worrying about it. I think it's like a lesson learned. Like, let's get everything together. Let's learn from it, take a step forward. Midway, I'm not as shocked just because it's a new coach. He came in late in the season, younger guys. So I wouldn't worry. It's only week 1.
Both really good points, and you bring up Westlake's playing with house money too. You got the farewell tour for one of the greatest coaches in the history of Texas high school football, Todd Dodge, obviously retiring at the end of the season, looking to go for the three-peat. Okay, let's drop 4A real quick. Most impressive performance in 4A. Obviously, Lake Belton doesn't count because Lake Belton's not a UIL program this year, but they are 4A in every other sport. Most impressive performance in 4A this week.
Nikki, you take it first.
La Vega, we knew. China Spring? What was the final score in that one?
I don't think we got a final score
final.
recorded from that one.
Not sure. It sounds like you're going with China Spring.
Lake Belton. Yeah, I didn't see what the final score is. Do you have a final score? Yeah. I don't know. I didn't see the final score, but I didn't see the highlights like you guys saw the highlights.
Right.
So I expect big things from them. Do you have it? Okay, hold on. Ryan, photographer Ryan Fight has the final
Coming to
score.
save the day.
49-15. So
That's a good
I think that's
Addison team,
impressive.
too.
I expected them to win, but 49 points. Their offense is good. They have a new running back taking place of Emmanuel Abdallah. So clearly, Brian Bell got it together this season. It didn't matter that his best running back left. Someone stepped up. Clearly, he's doing a great job. They put up 49 points. So I'm going to say that's impressive. And I think they're going to have a good season this year. They're projected top 10 in their
I'm
4A,
inclined to agree. I
not
like China Spring
surprised,
this
but
year.
Well,
they
and
win.
we said that, La Vega wants to go for another state title. They dominated tonight.
They did.
That was top and bottom, just domination. So for me, the Pirates look good, and that was a fun way to watch them start their season. What about you?
Me, I got to go with China Spring, too. I was leaning La Vega. La Vega was so riddled by injuries last year, and so tonight was as good of a improvement from that as you could possibly ask for. But to see China Spring go out, dominate a TAPS powerhouse the way it did on the road. China Spring obviously home next week, a big one that we have circled on our schedule. We just got some logistics to iron out before we actually send some texts and set that one up. But, we may be at China Spring next week for our game of the week. That's a really good ball club, and it's one of several teams in our area that hasn't been to state recently and is eyeing a trip to AT&T. Okay, what team?
Yes.
Obviously, it's week 1. There's 10 weeks left in the regular season, so no team is going to hit the panic button. Let's say we're fans of a team. What team are we hitting the panic button on this week?
Troy. I'm going Troy.
Me?
Well, Nikki, I'm going Troy.
Matt, I was going to say Troy.
I knew we
was
were
gonna
on the
say
same
Troy.
page here. That's a
I was
bad
gonna
loss
say
for
Troy.
Salado.
And Stephen Hermsmeyer, so we shot our Friday Night Lights promo, our commercial that you've seen. We shot it at Trojan Field because, and I'm being very transparent with all of you here, I had a lot of work to do that day, and it is the second closest stadium to my desk. And so we went and shot it there, and Coach Hermsmeyer was very transparent with us. They have a lot of sophomores on this team. This was to be expected.
It's a young team for sure. And new coach, new coaching staff, things are going to have to be ironed out, but he was saying it's a young team.
I'm going to Class
And
5A. I'm going
they
with the
have
University
to,
Trojans.
do
Look,
without
I'm
Zach
not.
Kravacic.
I wasn't saying that I was expecting University to come out and beat A&M Consolidated tonight. A&M Consol is one of the best 5A programs in the state of Texas, especially in Division II. But I wanted to see a little bit more of a fight from University, and they couldn't get anything going on offense. The defense was having trouble getting stops tonight. I'm not expecting them to go out and win this game, but I was expecting a closer game than, what was it, 68-0, 68-7?
You did mention while editing highlights that there was a bit of a size
There was
disadvantage
a
for
bit of a
University.
size disadvantage,
Yeah.
and he showed in that first play, if you didn't see it, Consol just kind of dwarfs a lot of the University guys. That's who I'm going with here. Okay, what are we looking forward to most about week 2?
Nikki?
I'm looking forward to just being back out here. I had so much fun. I forgot how much I love being at football games when it's like a crowd and it's exciting. And this game was close, but I'm excited for some local against local games like this one was. So there's like more of a rivalry rather than like Temple playing a team that's
Right.
like not a real rival to them. So I'm excited to get into district play, but I'm excited to see different teams in person now, like that we saw them in the summer, how that translates onto the field. Now that week 1 jitters are over, there's not as much room for excuses, I think.
I wholeheartly get that. Those week 1 jitters are very real. We had them. We got juked out on some plays that we normally don't.
Salado.
And we saw them. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Matt got introduced to the Salado slot tee tonight.
The slot tee's a tough one. Stay wide on your camera. Hey, I'm going to say I'm just excited for football. I'm excited for everything that we get to do, go cover these games. And interesting start for me. First live shot out there. It starts pouring rain, lightning delay. The PA announcer is like, yo, blue shirt, get off the field. Get off the field. I'm like, I'm live.
Welcome to Texas high school
maybe
football.
something a little smoother.
There is a specific matchup that I'm super excited for, and it is Lorena at China Spring.
Yeah.
That one has all kinds of intrigue. 2 teams eyeing deep runs in the playoffs.
We're gonna
2
be
teams
there.
with their sights on AT&T Stadium. Look, there is a non-zero chance that I wind up texting Nikki as soon as we're off the air and saying, text Brian Bell and Ray Biles. That's our game of the week next week. That's the game I'm looking forward to.
I think I'm going to
Lorena,
be there next
look,
week. I don't know what the chance is. I think it's high.
Look, I know Lorena lost to Franklin tonight. This is a Franklin team that lost the state championship game by a missed PAT. That is what cost Franklin a state title last year in the state title game. They are the number 1 team in 3A Division II. Lorena's the number 8 team in 3A Division I. If I'm Ray Biles, I would have loved to win this game. But guess what? That's a really good team. I feel really good about where I'm at.
No, to be
I'm
worried.
excited about that.
Yeah.
All right, that is week 1. Nikki, great job tonight. Appreciate you joining us. Enjoy the ride back from beautiful
course.
Clifton, Texas.
Shout out Ryan Fight also,
Nice.
our photog that did a great job with all these live shots. So we need to shout out Ryan Fight as well.
Photog love.
Ryan, welcome back to the Friday Night Lights grind. Nikki, all right, we will catch you on the flip side. That does it for week 1. How do you feel? Texas high school football is a real deal.
Hey, it's sick. I came from covering it in California. That does not compare to the Lone Star State.
It does
No,
not.
sir.
That is it for week 1. We will see you next week for week 2. For Nikki Lattarulo, photographer Ryan Fight, Matt Lively, and all of us who work the late shift here at 6 News, I'm Curtis Quillen. Thank you so much for spending part of your week with us on Friday Night Lights. We will see you next week under the lights.